You haven't addressed what happened and why last year I still harp.
Started in Philadelphia 40 years ago, so hopefully I'll have a little run here and finish it in Philly too. Yeah, they weren't very good last year, and
They weren't very good last year.
some new players.
You mean Howie's defense wasn't very good last year? Damn. What makes you think you're going to be pretty good this year? New players? New coaches? He just stated facts. I was stating facts since since New England. You didn't believe me. I said your defense is not that good. You didn't believe me. I told you from day one that thing wasn't going to be good.
What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. We are here getting ready for the Dan Selio show. Let's go ahead and listen
Would you ever
in
trust
here.
anybody?
Oh my goodness! I can see why
Ever again
Dan
and
Selio
allow him to
has
go back
been
into a
fired
locker room?
from a couple of jobs because
Would you ever
he
trust
gets up
a
and close
reporter
and personal.
after
And see, you know, I
seeing
enjoy
all
doing
those
this.
false
I enjoy doing
innuendos
this because
about
it's
Sean
fun.
Johnson?
It's fun, you know, to have the rivalry and
Even
stuff.
if
Lady Libra in the house, Isaac in the house, Matthew in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up?
talk like
So
that about
we're about 8 minutes away from going on there, and I'm still getting set up here. And I've been listening to Dan and the drama. Here's what's so good. This is my tagline for today, good people. Dak Prescott is at tight end U. Okay, this is a camp for all the tight ends. You know, Kelsey's there, and Kittle's there, and of course Jake Ferguson. Dak Prescott is one of the lead quarterbacks here working with the players. You know where Jalen Hurts is right now? He went to drama class. Oh, drama class. Oh, Yazin the Cowboy. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? So it's fun because they are literally imploding. They are literally imploding in Philly right now. And so I've got a few clips here because I'm going to let them go through and talk and trash the Cowboys. And then I'm going to pull up a few of the clips of theirs. Okay. So that way we can, I'm going to say, you know what? Don't take my word for it. Let's listen to one of the experts out there. Let's listen into what they have to say.
Gives a shit what I say. I think it was more of a euphemism. Xander and John McMullen this morning were taking it as verbatim. They're going to start Carson Wentzing Jalen Hurts. They're going to start preparing to move on from him.
Woo!
And John says, well, Wentz demanded a trade. Well, Howie got in front of that, did he not, by drafting Jalen Hurts? Because the organization had started to begin to see some cracks in the armor.
Mm-hmm.
Carson Wentz, going into the 2020 season, wasn't demanding to be traded.
Yeah, I'm going to use their own shit against them today, and we'll see how this goes because, you know, they always say Mark Holmes gets destroyed by Philly.500. Well, let me go ahead and enter the arena here, okay? And let's see if we can get this going.
I think we're getting Philly.500 on too. He wasn't supposed to, but this is going to be, if Philly.500 does show up to this.
He don't want to show up today.
This may be one of the most contested and heated conversations.
Ooh.
What's going on? Because I'll tell you what, the Eagles now look like the Cowboys. There's drama in the building.
Oh my God. Yes, I love it.
There's drama in the building.
I love it.
You know, I had all these questions here for Mark.
Oh, you don't need any questions for me, bro.
Job. Hey, and me and Xander say it all the time. We love the guy coming on here. I do, actually. That doesn't mean we're going to go soft on his ass.
Oh,
But I do want to ask him a Cowboys perspective on this. And then we'll give Philly 500s. I'm not taking sides here on this. But don't tell me there's not shit going on in that building. Please hit the
oh,
like button. Here's
I'm
Mark
gonna have fun.
Holmes.
Oh. Hey, how you doing today, man? What's going
I've been
on?
watching a little bit of my show lately. Have you been watching today's show a little bit?
Your show?
Yeah.
No, man. I've been kind of busy. I'm out here helping old ladies and things. What did I miss something?
Okay, so I want to throw something at you.
Uh
So
oh, throw some shit at me.
an employee of the Philadelphia Eagles came out yesterday and is a sideline reporter of the team and is a known legendary sports talk show host named Howard Eskin came out.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, Howard's big time.
And Howard came out and said this, that if Jalen Hurts does not have a great 2020-14 season, they'll begin the process of Carson Wentzing Jalen Hurts.
You know?
That's an employee of the team.
Yeah. Yeah. How's it feel to be the Cowboys right now?
A lot more calmer and a lot more quieter. No, I'm not kidding here. I want to show you a little bit of the drama that's going on.
No, actually, I have been watching because, see, I was going to say I don't need to give you my perspective because I'm just a hater. I'm gonna be the one that's always going to say that your team has got issues, like with Kellen Moore in the offense. And when they came out and said 95%, now somebody's saying it's only like 25%. Sounds like Jalen Hurts maybe sees the writing on the wall and wants to get out. He's trying to hit the eject button. He's trying to stir some shit up and maybe want to get out.
Here's some of the comments, and you broached on one of them there. So the head coach, Nick Sirianni, a couple weeks ago came out in a press conference saying that we're going to blend the old and the new. And Jalen Hurts came out and said what you said, that the offense is 95% new.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen was asked if he likes the offense. He goes, it's too soon to see right now because I'm not sure. The employee of the Eagles came out and said, no, it's 20% new. Then the employee of the team came out and said, well, what I'm hearing is that if this thing doesn't go well in 24, they'll start the Carson Wentzing of Jalen Hurts. I'm just saying to you, I mean, it just sounds to me that the Eagle front office, and you had Jeff McClain, a reporter for the Inquirer last week, going like this and saying that last week the front office was not happy with the way Hurts was not playing ball with the head coach. I mean, you are the perfect person to ask because your entire organization is built on drama.
Yes. But here's the difference, though. I think our drama.
What, the Eagles win?
Well, no. Just hold on for a second. I think the drama that's built up for the Cowboys is done to keep everybody talking about it. I don't know that all the drama is necessarily as real, okay? Because I think, here's the thing. If I'm Dak Prescott in this contract thing, why do I need to be pressed on this thing? I've been paid before. I'm either going to get paid by the Cowboys or I'm going to get paid by somebody else. I got the best agent that's handling this stuff. I'm playing right now because I love the sport, and I'm going to get paid big time by somebody. There's no pressure for me. This stuff that's going on, this shit feels real.
Yeah.
Okay? Because I don't see Dak Prescott having any issues and talking about Mike McCarthy or, that Micah is, throwing anybody under the bus. I'm not seeing the front office throwing the players. You got this as like a circular firing squad. Because I'm sitting there trying to understand this because didn't they cut Nick Sirianni off at the knees? Basically take the play calling and basically nobody knows what he's really doing is his job title, right?
He has.
Now they're kind of defending him because Jalen Hurts kind of said, I don't know.
Now listen.
So wait a minute, which side are you on? Are you Nick? Are you supporting Nick or are you supporting or not supporting Nick?
I'm not supporting Nick at all, but I will tell you.
No, I'm at the front office.
Okay, no, I think they're supporting Nick. Now listen,
after you cut him off at the knees.
You make a point here that your stuff is manufactured by Jerry to keep the the
Yeah.
the Cowboys relevant in the news because they haven't had postseason success. Correct?
Yes, I will say that. It doesn't sound
You
great,
think
but
this
that's
is
it.
real
Yeah.
with the Eagles and Jalen Hurts?
I, bro, there's no way that this shit is just spinning around and it's gonna be, kumbaya moments with everybody. It
Oh,
sounds
I
like
don't believe there's any kumbaya moments.
no,
Let me
it
get
sounds like
500 in here.
Hertz is probably flustered from every year having to spend his summer
Yeah,
learning a new fucking offense. I just got
absolutely.
paid
I
$51
believe in
million,
that
dollars,
with
and now I
all my
got this
heart.
guy coming in here who's trying to make me a pocket quarterback with combination routes, and now I got to learn this shit.
Okay, let me get Philly 500 in here now.
Oh,
Let's
I
bring
was going to
Philly
wonder.
500 in.
I was going to, you know what? How you doing, Philly? How you doing, bro?
Sills, why are you talking family business with a guy that's an outsider?
You know what? I'm going to,
Why
Philly.
are we talking family business with this guy who literally is so delusional that he is now saying that everything, that all the drama that ever comes out of Cowboy
No,
land
I didn't say all of
is
it. No.
manufactured by Jerry.
I,
Let me tell you, you should be scared right now.
I should be
Right now, in
scared.
training camp,
Okay.
yeah, because that's when your Cowboy players land in jail, which is the only time your team is on the news.
Oh,
You're
wait a
in
minute. Hold it.
Cowboys footage
Bro,
time right
hold
now.
it. Did you see
That's
the
right.
clip of your linebacker get
It was
walked
hilarious.
down by a
Absolutely hilarious.
stripper?
Yeah, I thought it was funny. I literally watched it live. It was
You,
hilarious.
you need to cut him and sign her because I think she was running
I
better.
thought
He
he.
ain't
I
gonna
thought
be on. He ain't gonna make it.
Wait a
He
minute.
ain't gonna
I
be on the
thought
team
the
anyway.
linebacker took a role from Howie Roseman and just showed you not to pay Hassan Reddick. You don't pay the hooker.
There you
Hey,
go.
that's all right, man. You
So-
just don't
so
pay
wait-
the hooker too, man. Wait a minute.
I just think that she's faster than him. That's what bothered me the most.
That's why I say cut him and sign her. Okay? Because look,
She's fast.
she might be better than Kobe Dean, bro.
Dude,
Yeah.
wait a minute here.
Yeah.
You see, listen, always remember something here with Mark. He'll always, he can't go back to winning. It's always about the Dallas Kardashians.
You know,
So it's nothing. But this, in my opinion, I agree with one thing he said. You know what it is? This seems real. And I want to play the timeline out here for you.
Mm-hmm.
2 weeks ago, and by the way, I know that you're dumping on Sirianni as well. And Angelo Cataldi yesterday said, way to go, Jalen, for telling the truth about shit. And I do think he's telling the truth. I think he's fed up. 3 weeks ago, Nick Sirianni comes out and goes, yeah, we're going to mess the new and the old. Jalen comes out and goes, this is 95% new. Do you like the offense? He goes, too early to tell. Then you've got Howard Eskin, an employee of the team, coming out going, no, it's 20%. Dude, when you're an employee of the team and a sideline reporter, you're getting that from somebody inside the organization. Then yesterday, see, he's not a talk show host anymore. He is paid by the Eagles. He comes out and says, if they don't see a better year in 24 by Jalen, they'll begin the Carson Wentzing. I think that's a euphemism because Wentz wanted to be, he demanded a trade, but they still went out and drafted Hurts in 19. I'm going to ask you, with all of this coming out in this offseason here, do you personally think that meltdown and the internal structuring of how that happened, you think this thing is not carried over, at least into the offseason with all this noise? Hey, shut up, Mark. You have nothing to sit on here with that Cowboy thing.
I'm just enjoying, bro. I'm just enjoying the implosion. Okay, you know what? I tell you what. Before he answers, I'm a hater, so don't take my word for it. Because I know people are trying. I know people are trying to spin this, okay? So let me just play a little clip of somebody who's trying to justify everything that's going on, and then we'll respond to it.
To me, I stand by what I said, and I know that a lot of people don't agree with me. Most people don't agree with me, but that's fine. My interpretation of what Jalen Hurts said was simply this. He was not trying to trash Nick Sirianni publicly, but he also wasn't trying to be a liar. And because
wait a minute,
he
Mark.
didn't
Wait a
lie,
minute.
the media has a problem with it. They're actually upset he's not lying enough. And then when he lies, they love it. And then what do? They'll protect it at all costs. They'll protect the lie, but
Okay.
they won't give you.
So I'm going through here, Philly, and using what you say, where you're trying to spin this
why
shit.
are you talking? Why are you speaking?
Why am I speaking?
Yeah.
Here,
Because I was brought on
why
here
are you
to
playing
speak.
a
Mark,
clip
let
of
him
me
answer.
while I'm frigging here to answer the question? Explain that to me.
Go ahead, Philly.
Go ahead,
I
son.
want to
It's
hear. I want to hear
ridiculous.
your
It's
take on
absolutely
it.
Go ahead.
ridiculous. You know, I mean, dude could cherry picks videos all day of me. Listen, the, 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 the
Me too.
situation with Sirianni and Jalen Hurts is this. I really think the Eagles spilled the beans with this whole thing because I think they reacted to what Jalen Hurts said in a way they didn't need to. And I didn't even believe that until a day or two, until Howard Eskin comes out. You are right. Howard Eskin worked for that organization. Now, I don't believe his threat. I just think he's talking out his ass.
No, wait,
But
no, Philly.
the
Don't
fact-
you think?
the-
I said
but
this,
the fact
Philly.
but the fact that they're letting him go out there and say something, there's a reason why.
Listen, I agree with you, and I'm going to tell you what I think they did, because Jeff McClain last week also reported from the Inquirer. I was just telling Mark that they went like this. By the way, I'm going to get to your fucking ass too with that Dak deal, and all you guys sitting around with the Cowboys. Hang in here for a second.
Okay, we'll get to it.
The one
We'll
thing
get
that
to it.
McClain did say that they were pissed off. Maybe this was a subtle shot across the bow here, Philly, where they went like this to Jalen: play along, go along, or you may be moved along. And it's an idle threat. It doesn't mean that they're going to, but they're letting him know through an employee who goes on. That's the flagship station, a 50,000-watt station of the Philadelphia Eagles, where a guy, hey, Philly, they tell the coaches and the players to retract comments and to quantify their statements. You're not going to have this guy go out there and retract something if it's not real? He's the employee of the team.
Listen, there's no way Howard Eskin, who always is an apologist for the Eagles, comes out and says something if there's not something to it. Like, I think the front office was pissed off about the comments Jalen Hurts made. But I think they totally overreacted. And I also think that this thing was much more of a media question, and they gave it a lot of validity by coming out and leaking that they're upset. When it was leaked out that the Eagles front office wasn't happy, I shoot it. But when Eskin comes out and says it, then I think there's teeth to it on some level. Now, I don't think they're going to get rid of Jalen Hurts or anything like that. I don't think it really matters. I think Eskin is just saying something to basically say that the organization isn't pleased with Jalen Hurts not having Nick Sirianni's back good enough, which I don't understand at all. And I don't understand how they could be upset at Jalen Hurts for saying what he said. He did not say anything wrong. And
Hey,
if
Mark,
you look
what
at
are
that
you
original
laughing
question,
at?
I'm just
It's a tough
enjoying.
question.
I'm just enjoying
The
this.
organization of the Eagles
Yes.
is going through what winning happens when things
Winning
happen and
happens.
you're so close. You know what happens with you guys? You guys go
Nothing.
along the same way. Right. Nothing.
You know,
And
nothing.
the only thing
It-
you
it's
argue
funny.
over is contracts.
well, it's true. We're arguing over contract.
don't argue
You know
over
what's
wins.
interesting? You know what's interesting right now? You know where my quarterback is? He is at
Looking for a
tight
contract.
end U, where all the great tight ends are all working out and everything else.
What
You know where
quarterback
Jalen Hurts is working out right now?
No contract extension.
Okay, but that's okay. He's going to be fine one way or the other.
Goes into the final year of their year with no contract extension signed.
Dak Prescott has before.
That
Franchise tag.
is going into the season
That-
with no.
bro,
Can you
bro.
name another quarterback?
It doesn't
for the
matter.
last
Listen,
5
that's the
years
Cowboy way,
that
bro.
went into a regular season with
Bro.
no deal. None.
The Cowboys have probably used more franchise tags than any other team in the NFL. D-Law, franchise tag. Last year, his deal. D-Law,
You
DeMarcus
act
Lawrence,
like- you act like
Tony
they're
Pollard.
so
This,
great at what they're
unfortunately,
doing, but you
like
never
it or
put
not
together
like
for
it,
the playoffs.
this is the Cowboys' way of doing business.
I love it.
And I can
love
guarantee,
it.
I
I'm
will
glad it's
guarantee you
business.
this. I will guarantee you
God.
this.
Here we are talking.
Mike
money
is
again.
not going anywhere. CD's not going anywhere. Dak's not going anywhere. At least at the moment.
With the
At the hold.
Cowboys is
Here's
they
the,
are
let
afraid
me
to
get.
make the tough cuts.
Oh,
You
you
know,
guys are
Whoever-
bad
Hey,
today.
Sis, you ever see a guy talk about somebody else's money so much as this
Let
guy?
me show you something,
Oh, we
Mark.
talking
You know what the problem with the fucking Cowboys is?
What's the
Those
problem?
guys, the problem with the Cowboys, they're afraid to make the tough cuts. And I'm going to show you why. You know
Yeah,
what New England
I hear
did?
you that.
Richard Seymour had a lot of Hall of Fame football left. What
He
did the
did.
Patriots do? They went like this. You're out. He went to Oakland, and he ended up becoming a Pro Bowler.
Yep,
You know
he
what
did.
they did to Stephon Gilmore? You want a deal? You were just
Yep.
named the coach, the corner of the year, defensive player of the year. They moved him to Carolina. Dude. They
And
made
that's
the
New
tough
England.
cuts. Look at what
You ain't New
did.
England.
Speed. They moved off his speed.
I-
Move off anybody.
I'm rooting for Dallas to sign all these guys. Sign them to the most money you
to be a
can.
six-win team.
Please.
You know,
That's the funny thing. Cowboy fans don't understand. We want you to sign Dak. We want you to sign these guys because.
Well, here's the
you are
difference,
gonna
at
pay
least.
Top dollar. You can't even figure out how to sign a guy with $59 million cap. How are you going to deal with him at $65 million?
okay. Here's what's interesting here. Here's what's
Wait on the
interesting
answer.
right here. At the moment, your quarterback is in drama class. And at the moment, you're not sure if he is the Jalen Hurts of 2 seasons ago or if he's freaking Carson Wentz. It's not my words. I'm not the one that's saying Carson Wentz, but I remember saying to you, what if he's like Carson Wentz, a one-year wonder, Philly? And you know I said that to you before. You are the same guy going to that season that said, I'm not sure about Jalen Hurts, and he has one good season, and you think he's the greatest quarterback of all. Oh, hold on, Philly, Philly, I let you talk, bro. Philly, I let you talk, bro.
Yeah, you let me talk.
Let
Put a video,
me
audio.
me talk.
You let me talk.
It's not so much fun when the shit's on the other foot, is it, son? It's not so. You are so mad, and Dan, listening to you, Dan, I don't know that I've seen you so passionate about people shitting on people.
But you really don't have a lot of room to talk about because that fucking organization hasn't done dick in 35 years.
Yep, but I will tell you. Here's my piece
The
right here.
reason I
You know,
really think your opinion matters is because you know about.
I
drama
understand it completely.
The Eagles
So
haven't had to deal with.
I believe I said when I first started coming on here, our two teams right now are in the same boat. We got questions at coach.
No.
Yes, we are. Yes. You had an epic collapse, bro. What was it, 39-9?
11 games.
What was that? What was the game against Tampa Bay? You got destroyed. Remember,
Oh,
we
you wanna
weren't
talk
we
playoffs
weren't
now,
picked.
huh?
We
Now you
weren't
wanna
picked
talk
to
playoffs?
be the Super Bowl
Only talk
favorite.
playoffs.
Philly.
When it suits
Philly.
you.
Philly.
When it suits you, do you talk playoffs? Otherwise, you avoid
I'm not-
playoff talk like the plague.
Bro, I said, and if you want to go back to the tapes, we can go back to the tapes. Both of our teams have a lot to prove. And I said, the arrogance that you guys have that everything is great, we are a great organization. I said there's a lot of questions about what's going on. What Jalen Hurts do you have?
How
What
are
are
you
you
in the
talking
same boat as the Cowboys?
How are we?
Nobody said
You're
we're.
better
Did either of us win the Super Bowl last year?
I don't understand
That football team
where
has
he-
signed all of
You-
their guys.
Yeah, they have, but you know what? All my guys are under contract right now
Hey,
too.
look,
They are here for
at least
this
my
year.
team-
They're here for
at
this
least
year.
my team goes out
And I can look at it and say,
Right.
take a look at your
My team
cap
tries
in
to-
2028, where you're over about $200 million right now. And as you're
think
questioning,
2028
whether or
cap
not
number
you should
probably-
Carson
He
Wentz,
just said 2028. Why are you talking about the Eagles' 2028 cap number?
Here's why,
You can't
Philip.
even talk about the 2024 cap number of the Dallas Cowboys.
check your blood
You
pressure,
can't
son.
talk about your own team. What about your team
Check-
cap
check-
number
check-
this year?
check.
You've done shit. Hey, nice running back. Get him a
And
chance.
guess what,
Let
Philly?
him wheel
Philly,
through the hole.
I know you're too
Come
chicken
on,
shit
man.
to show up in Dallas to
You're
see
talking
your
about the
Eagles
Eagles'
get their
2020
lunch handed to you. But I bet you that my team ends up
2020.
finishing better than yours, son.
Your
Better
team
than
is
yours.
You're going to finish in third. You'll be a third place finish.
You'll be behind the
Washington-
Commanders.
Bro,
better than
okay. You want to come? Well, why don't you come to Dallas and laugh at me then,
guys
bro?
Oh, come to
Behind the
Dallas and I'll
Commanders.
bend over. Get the hell out of here.
What?
You're gonna be
Don't put
behind
your
the
ass
Commanders.
fetishes on me, bro.
Oh, listen to Mark. He's crazy. This guy's literally.
You're the one talking about people bending over, okay?
You
Are
talking
you
about
gonna pay?
cap
Are you
number.
gonna pay Dak Prescott $60 million?
Yeah, they will. They will. That's gonna be the going rate, bro. Sorry. Look, Trevor freaking Lawrence getting $55 million. Are you kidding me? Tua's going to get 56,
And do you
57.
think they'll win?
Well, you know what? If everybody has to do it, it's the same thing. Because guess
what does
what?
that mean? So
You may end up having to get rid of Jalen Hurts and taking dead money hits, bro.
Dude, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do what the 49ers did. I'm going to pay a guy $800,000 to get the same results. I'm not going to pay a guy $55 million. And I actually like the kid down in Jacksonville, but not that much.
I don't like. Hey, bro, I didn't think he was going to anywhere near that kind of money, but it is what it is. The NFL is going to be printing out money, bro.
The question is why do the Dallas Cowboys wait until the last second to sign these guys? Why would you allow all these
That's
guys
what they do, bro. You're asking a leper to change their spots.
So you mean
That's the way, bro. That goes all the way back to Emmitt Smith, bro. It goes back to Emmitt Smith.
That's why you have not won in 30 years.
Oh, my God. And so you finally win your one Super Bowl, and now you guys are Super Bowl experts. Am I right on that? Oh, my God. The Eagles, they know everything, and that's why they're literally imploding.
This guy is so jealous that the Eagles are relevant in today's world, and the Cowboys aren't. It's ridiculous. Like I said, the Cowboys haven't won 30 years. He gets so mad. He's like, "Oh, all you guys do is brag about one Super Bowl." I didn't just say anything about it.
It's a good it is a good question by Philly. What could you possibly be talking about?
You know
on
what?
a daily basis when you're a Cowboy guy and you're a creator of content? You know what?
Oh, there's plenty to talk about. There's always plenty to talk about. Speculation on everything. Are we all in? Are we not all in? Is Jerry Jones and his Netflix situation?
You know why I'm hard on the Eagles? I'll tell you why, Mark.
Why?
Because everything that you guys do in Dallas is the things that stop you from winning. And right now, there's a little bit of that going on in
There's
Philly,
a lot of that going on in Philly right now.
uncharacteristic, right, Philly?
Listen,
It's
we're
uncharacteristic.
we're not perfect. And they don't do everything right that I think that they should do.
I never said that. Believe me, I'm critical on them and tell them they're doing stupid shit.
I would have fired Nick Sirianni last year. I have said this. I think, and I worry about this being a problem going into this year. However, at least my team goes out and they make plays to go out and get better. They get guys. They retain guys.
So,
and I have stuff to talk about. Mark literally has.
So at this moment, okay, real question, real question right now.
Okay, let me talk now. You said to me, let me talk. You make 8 videos a day, and they're all about Dak Prescott. Literally all. And even if it's not titled, it always comes back to Dak Prescott. You got to get off the guy's balls. Get off his balls.
Okay.
He has not won anything.
Okay. All right. I listen. I hear you. Okay. All right.
Right? And you're like, oh, Trevor Lawrence only has 1 playoff win. He has 1 less playoff win than Dak Prescott.
Okay. All right. I hear you.
Let that sink in.
Okay. Now let me. Okay. Can I? Let me play a little clip, and I want you. No, just a little clip.
Mute him.
And I want you to answer because see, this is not for me.
Mute him.
Because I'm a hater. I'm going to tell you, I hate the Eagles. I am going to trash talk it. I will take it out of context and make sure that I blow it out.
That's why I like you.
But here's the thing.
That's why I like you.
Here's the thing, though, okay? This is your own people talking about your team and where they are. My first question is do you think that your team is better than the Cowboys right now?
Yes.
Okay.
You don't even need to wait for the clip.
Okay, all right. Let's do this.
Go ahead, play it.
You tell me.
Of course they are. I think Dallas.
Hold on. Just listen, Philly. This is my time.
Have a good running game. Okay, go ahead.
So you think there's nothing to it? That a sideline reporter and a employee of the Eagles is going out on a 50,000-watt powerful WIP, and that's a nothing burger. Xander said it the other day on June 17th. That Hurts comment with all this stuff is not
Just
adding
listen,
up.
son.
Hurts saying the offense is 95% new. What's his name coming out saying, wait, it's not. It's about 20% new. Hurts
Just
saying,
listen,
I don't
son.
know what the role is of the head coach. Now you're having a guy come out saying they're going to start the process of looking for a new quarterback after this year if he doesn't have a good year. All of this noise does not resemble the meltdown of last year. You never addressed it because of the most important thing that you did do. You didn't change the culture in your locker room.
That's
And
what
the
Philly's
loss of
been
Kelsey
saying, though,
is rearing its head
about Nick
even more.
Sirianni.
You
He
have
wanted
no
him
leadership
fired
on
at
that.
the end of the year. That's the culture.
Okay, and you don't see that as a problem that automatically you're going to be able to
I
just
do.
get past
That's
that,
why it's
and
an
that you're a
issue.
great team
I
with
think,
all these problems?
I think it's no, not all these problems. I think that's a potential issue. I do.
Yeah.
But that's why they also got new
But this is
offensive
a
and defensive
30-year
coordinators.
issue, Philly, with them.
Right. Ever since the cap, that team hasn't done anything. Ever since
But you know what? Here's what I will say at least.
they haven't done anything.
At least I can say that my offensive coordinator, the play caller, and my quarterback are on the same page in an offense that they have already been in for a year.
They haven't played one snap yet.
Bro, they had the
snap
same system last year.
in preseason.
I will say that the learning curve,
Right now in
No,
Dallas.
what I'm
the
saying
learning
is,
curve
you don't know
is
how
going to be a
Jalen
lot different for you guys starting over with Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore and Jalen Hurts' relationship is.
Oh,
They haven't played
Lordy.
a snap yet. I mean, why am I supposed to assume that Jalen Hurts is going to be having a bad relationship with Kellen Moore because you didn't like Kellen Moore in Dallas? I don't understand it. He
Overrated.
hasn't played one snap. And let me tell you something.
Okay.
Yes, there's issues with Jalen Hurts and maybe how he feels about Nick. And the Eagles overplayed their hand. Yeah, all true. But at the end of the day, I'm more concerned about how Jalen Hurts' relationship with Kellen Moore is than Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni has been neutered, okay? And that's just the truth. So I'm more worried about the relationship between Kellen Moore and Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Let me throw
than,
this at
than
you here.
anything else.
Uh-huh.
And Philly, I want you to comment on this. And this is to you, Mark, here about the last 50 starts for Dak Prescott and this $60 million potential number. I want to compare something. And by the way, again, I get it. When the conversation of postseason comes up, the postseason obviously is something that elevates your game and who you are. But listen to the last 50 starts. Patrick Mahomes,
I already know it.
36 and 14. Dak Prescott, 33 and 17. Passes touchdown, 105. Dak Prescott, 105. INT, 39 for Mahomes, 38 for Dak. Passer rating, 98.9 for Mahomes, 101.3 for Dak. Yards per attempt, 7.5 for Mahomes, 7.6 for Dak Prescott. Completion percentage, 68.8 for Mahomes, 68.4 for Prescott. So in the last 50 starts, Cowboys are
Not
getting
counting playoffs.
Mahomes-type numbers. And it's regular season. And you're paid on your numbers. You're not paid on wins when it comes to NFL contracts. So is this why he'll get that $60 million? And to you, Philly, do you think those numbers don't tell the true story of who he is?
You know,
Yeah. Go ahead.
it's going to be my turn to talk. Okay, before I get to that, I want to just revisit one question that's kind of weird. In this dynamic where the coach and the quarterback aren't getting along, didn't you have a similar situation with Carson Wentz where he literally didn't talk to the coach, I think, for 8 months or something like that? At some point, you have to wonder what's going on here, this dynamic that the quarterback and the coach don't get on the same page. Just putting that out there.
It was more the coach and the GM than it was Wentz and the coach with Doug. Am I wrong, Philly?
Yeah, I think Carson and Doug, Doug had his back, I think, till the end. I mean, Doug did everything he could. The issues were more, I think, maybe Howie and Carson than anything else.
Is that a front office versus the field hands issue? Something that's been carried over now to this regime.
And that's something that my friend Xander Kraus brought up, was that maybe this is collateral damage from Wentz and also the firing of Doug and the control that the front office has. Now, to Philly's point, one thing is for sure, this is uncommon for how the Eagles in this offseason is going here. And because of what happened, remember something, you played your best ball last year, the Cowboys, and still murdered. They played their worst ball in 3 years. That team looked like that 4-win team.
Yeah.
But yet won 11 games and backed
here's the difference. They backed out of the playoffs. You backed into the NFC East.
But remember the promise of what everybody thought the Eagles were going to that season? Coming off the no, I'm seriously. After all of the moves that you made, the same stuff everybody said about the Cowboys, they don't care about winning, they're not going out and getting players and yada yada yada. They stink. Nobody looked and said that team should be in the Super Bowl from what they did in the offseason. The Eagles, you guys had best offensive line, great wide receiver core, young stud quarterback, a defense that was supposed to be really, really good that turned out to be really, really ass. I'm not trying to say this as a hater. I'm looking at saying you guys were projected to be great and you ended up being average. We were projected to be average and we ended up being average.
We weren't average.
Actually, I will say losing the way you did down the stretch, you were below average.
We were historical. We started 10-1.
Super chats. Thank you guys.
We started 10-1, and we looked like a team that just never quit, and then we totally fell off the face
just
of
quit.
the earth. It's one of those weird historical things.
You know what aggravates me?
That happens every so often.
You know what aggravates me?
What's that? Besides Eagles front office.
That's not okay. That's a true thing too, because Howie's a Gator, so I won't lie. Now, but I've just like walked away from all the incompetence of 30 years and just.
And you're throwing it on the Eagles. I love it.
Wait a minute. So when it's January, what do you talk about in February? Ski trip?
I could tell you.
Same old Cowboys. We choked. We suck.
No, January's.
I'm hurt. My feelings are hurt.
It's about 2 months of it's not Dak's fault. We will blame everybody else.
Okay.
That's it.
I hear you. Okay. You know what?
Dak safe. No, I mean seriously, Mark. You sit there. I heard you talk about Lamar Jackson, and one of your arguments about Lamar Jackson was that he doesn't win in the playoffs. But
I said he's in the same boat as Dak Prescott. I said he's in the same spot as Dak Prescott. And on top of it, usually he's been injured going into the playoffs.
But you don't hold Dak to those standards. You only hold the people that make your argument about Dak better.
Philly,
Dak Prescott
Philly,
accountable.
No.
And I bet you 90% of people say no.
Bro, I point that out because people will say Lamar Jackson is head and shoulders above Dak Prescott. And I point out his playoff record is only one less loss than Dak Prescott's. So when I say if you're saying that he's great, you can't turn around and say that this guy sucks ass. You can't go around and say Trevor Lawrence deserves to get paid $55 million and Dak shouldn't get paid anything. So I mean, I'm just saying at least
why doesn't Trevor Lawrence deserve it? Based upon playoffs, he has one less playoff win than Dak.
You mean that playoff win that he threw 4 interceptions?
Mark, he's won. He has one less playoff. And what about Dak's?
How many times has he been a runner-up in MVP?
Quarterback.
How many turnovers has that guy had in his career here? That he is second in the NFL. Second in the NFL.
You said Trevor Lawrence didn't deserve the money. He only has one playoff.
When you look at what his body of work versus Dak Prescott, has Trevor Lawrence had any numbers anywhere close to Pat Mahomes'?
Mark, he's already got half the wins in the playoffs.
Hey, let me ask this question, Mark.
He avoids the question.
I'm not going to avoid the question. He's been in the playoffs one time out of 3 years. One time out of 3 years.
If Jalen Hurts was a starting quarterback in Dallas, how many wins would they have this year?
Wait a minute. Say that again.
If Jalen Hurts was a starting quarterback in Dallas, how many wins would they have this year?
With the running game we have, we would have a losing season.
If Dak Prescott was the starting quarterback, if Dak Prescott was the starting quarterback in Philly,
you would be doing a lot better than with Jalen Hurts because at least he knows Kellen Moore's system. He understands combination routes and everything else. Of course you disagree. Bro, you're so tainted. You have those green-colored glasses where you literally think that your secondary is going to be better than the Cowboys.
It is going.
You don't have any credibility when you say some stupid shit like that.
Listen, dude, you can't talk about credibility when you sit there and you make excuse after excuse about the same guy. You would rather Dak Prescott be on the Cowboys and lose
I hear you.
than the Cowboys win. It's the truth. I'm sorry. I say this.
If we had a better option,
you make nothing but listen.
I tell you what.
Prescott on the Eagles.
No.
You know what, Sills? They probably don't get out of the first round of the playoffs. There's nothing about Dak Prescott that showed me that he can win those big games. So until I see it, like Kirk Cousins, to me, he is not a big game quarterback.
That team 3 years ago, that Cowboys team 3 years ago had a ton of talent on it.
They did, but here's the problem. Here's the problem. At least as I see it. Okay, one.
Here you go, and it's everybody else but Dak.
No,
Watch this.
No.
Watch this.
You know, you have to learn. You have to learn to win. Bottom line. And for whatever reason, they have a mental block and things like that. Now, with that being said, the thing that I wish the Cowboys were more Eagle-esque is when you guys lose a player during the season, you are out there hunting to try and fill that gap in there. When I see you go out and get a Robert Quinn, even though that one didn't work out, or Ndamukong Suh, you say we have a need because we lost a player. The Cowboys don't do that. We lost Overshown, who was a rookie in training camp. We got
free agency.
Yeah, we got Leighton Vander Esch that we all know is one hit away from being gone. They lose him in week 3, and we never replace it. Our solution,
Mark. Here's the problem: you build your team like you're still in the '90s by looking at the draft as being more of a priority than where
anything
you can
else.
Get players
That's
in
the
free
problem
agency
with the Cowboys.
and fill. Here's what they don't do: their core group of guys, they've overestimated them. And here's what I mean by that. Look, I think I get killed on this one too. Personally, I think that Micah is a good player. Mm-hmm. Is he a $35 million? Is that Joey Bosa when I look at him impact? I don't see that.
The thing
is a better team with better defensive tackles, he's probably that guy.
Yes.
But on that defense that can't stop the run, he wears down. And by the end of the year, you know what you have? A finesse ball player.
That can't make plays. And that is the Cowboys' failure by the time they get to playoffs.
I got to
Philly, you know what? I hear all the shit that you want to put it all on Dak and everything else.
Dude.
But it's the same thing.
All these excuses are just wrapping all these things. It's the
we know. Okay, bro.
When they're injured. It's all wrapped around protecting Dak. Let me ask you this. Green Bay versus Dallas in Dallas. Dallas is second seed. Did CeeDee Lamb play?
He did, but I don't know where his mind was.
Prescott and CeeDee Lamb
I don't know where his mind was because he was literally checked out in the beginning of the game.
I'll tell you what happened. Dak Prescott, big game. That's what happened.
Okay, if you say so. Whatever you say, Philly.
But Mark, it did look like they had a conflict between the two.
They did, and I don't know what the hell was going on because CD was just kind of like, I'm just kind of here.
Wasn't he going? What's going on?
He literally did. The coach,
and CeeDee Lamb's mom even came out and said, "What? That Dak Prescott's trash." I mean, come on, man.
Well, here's the thing.
We all know it. Your quarterback has to show he can win in a big game. That's it.
Here's the interesting thing about that one is, evidently he don't listen to Mama because if he wanted out of Dallas, he wouldn't be holding out for a new contract. Because if he gets a new contract, he ain't going anywhere. So
why would I leave
maybe Mama was wrong.
When I'm making $60 million a year,
Dak
and I'm
will be
the highest
he knows Dak. He knows Dak's days are numbered. I mean, I don't think Dak's got long left.
If I were Dak Prescott, I would love to be in the position that he's actually in.
Oh, God, I don't. I want Dak to stay in Dallas. Please stay in Dallas. It means that you're not winning.
Mark, I'll tell you what. Here's the advantage on both ends of that with Dak. If I'm Dak Prescott, say I don't win, I'm going to make more money in Dallas because you know why? I'm the biggest movie star in America because I am the most watched guy on TV.
True.
That doesn't mean I'm going to win. But if I want to go to Tennessee and I want to go to some of those places, I'm not making the exposure money that
the only move that I would make,
if you're Dak, if you want to win, you got to get out of Dallas.
Right, and that would be the move to make. Is I need a team kind of like what the Rams did. I need a ready-built team that actually is going to support the quarterback and do.
I can't wait.
As much as I don't want to say it, like the 49ers do, bringing in people like the Eagles try to do. Unfortunately, now you got a little bit of drama with all these hired hands.
But
I stick by my prediction of the Eagles going 8-9 this season.
There's nothing wrong.
Philly.
8-9.
Well, I mean, Okay. Well, I'll make a bet about that. Let's bet that.
Okay.
I'll bet that. Eagles go 8-9. No, Eagles will have at least 9 wins or more, easy. So I'll bet you we'll make that bet. I like that bet.
Mark, I got to
I
ask you
I
though,
think it's
where are
crazy. I
you
think it's
getting
crazy.
your run game, and who's your 2 and 3 wide out? And your old line is not the same. You've got a new center, and I like the pick from K-State.
Here's the
But
misnomer.
hey, this ain't the Big 12, dude.
I
This is
hear
the
you.
NFL.
I hear what you're saying, but bro, our offensive line has been in flux since Travis Frederick had Hillian bars. Our offensive line has not been like the Eagles, which has been stout. I have to give you credit. You have an incredible offensive line. But remember, we brought in Jason Peters at the point where he couldn't play more than 15 plays in a game and had to have him as a starter. We've had a
But
flux.
see, they get ahead
Kyron
of that
Smith-
problem in Philly.
Okay.
Like everybody-
Well,
everybody
The funny
doesn't
thing
have
is,
injuries.
somehow,
Wait a minute.
somehow
Mark,
my
they
quarterback
get ahead
still
of that
succeeds.
problem. They get ahead of that problem. Here's the two
Well,
things
that's
that
where
Philadelphia
hopefully
does.
they're getting ahead of it now. If it ends up working out,
And they signed their guys.
well, we've signed all of our free agents, guys that we had.
You got
that we
no
wanted
free
to keep.
agents.
No, I
What
mean,
are you
excuse
talking
me,
about?
we just
So
signed
wait a
two
minute, Mark, look
UFL
at
guys.
what they did.
Where
Look at what they did. They signed AJ Brown.
Yes.
Mark just went in
Yes,
shutdown
yes,
mode
yes.
right there.
restructured
That was
Jordan
funny.
Mailata, signed
Yes.
Bryce Huff, and they did all this while you guys are still waiting around for CeeDee Lamb and Dak Prescott and Micah Parsons. It's June 19th. You got 34 days.
they will
before
all
game.
be playing this year. I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, but Mark, I see.
And
Mark,
kicking
Later
the
in the
Eagles'
year,
teeth
favorite
in.
player.
is
Yo,
the Eagle
bro,
fans
just because
want Dak
your
Prescott to
idea
sign.
is doing it this way, okay? Because see, here's the thing I can say is I can look at a move like what the Cowboys did and bringing in somebody like Malik Hooker, as opposed to you guys going out and getting your big name safeties, Big Play Slay and Bradbury and all these guys. I can look at how much the Cowboys actually
corners.
played Malik. I know they're corners, but I'm just saying in free agency. I can look and say that Malik Hooker has been an incredible free agent for the Cowboys for 3 years. And I can look and see how much money you got tied up with these guys, and you're like, do we want to keep these old ass guys? Can we trade them? Do we need to cut them? You're dealing with all the drama. Not every free agent move that you've made has been great
Yeah,
ones. But we've
Yeah, but
gone
they've been
through. Now
financially
you can
responsible.
you can laugh about our free agent signings of UFL
Mark,
players.
you're missing the point. The Eagles are financially responsible. You're not. The
You
longer
have a
wait,
ticking time
the
bomb,
higher
bro.
market price you're paying.
Bro, but you got a
You-
ticking time bomb that's going to happen down the road. A ticking
What,
time
what's
bomb.
that? What's that ticking time bomb?
Well, if Jalen Hurts, if it is going to be Carson Wentz, I know, Dan, you say if you can find somebody to trade for him, that'll trade for that contract. I don't know that somebody is going to if he
He ain't
implodes
getting
this year.
Carson Wentz. Let me tell you something about Howard Eskin.
That's
Howard
not my
Eskin
words.
Does work for the Eagles, and he does. The fact that he said something probably means that the Eagles weren't happy about something, but he makes outlandish comments. I mean, saying that he's like Carson Wentz is ridiculous. I don't believe that for one instant, because if anybody goes, it's going to be Nick Sirianni before Jalen Hurts. If we're talking
that's the
about a
case,
bad
then-
season, it's going to be Nick Sirianni that goes. He's going to take the weight of it, no
But
matter
Philly,
what.
why are they protecting him so much, Nick Sirianni?
Because
Right.
they're not protecting him, Dan. I think
Okay.
they're protecting their ego. I think they're protecting their decision.
I agree
See,
with
they
them.
wanted. I think they
But why
wanted
throw
to
your
fire
quarterback
Nick,
under the bus?
But they. Wait.
It-
What?
$50 million. That's why
Well,
I'm paying you $50 million. You need to play
the
along.
reason why the Eagles were upset
Then you're going to make
was
him look
because
like
they
ass
wanted,
and look
they
like
wanted
he's
Jalen
a
Hurts.
punk?
They wanted Jalen Hurts to go out there and give Nick,
I agree.
more
Right.
of a voucher.
Being a
And he
team
did
guy.
it. And so
Okay,
they were
but then-
upset. But if they just would have not said anything,
That would have been the best
thing.
thing.
Hang on,
Nobody would have
Mark, Philly, we're going to wrap this up here. But, Philly, this is what I think happened. It was poor timing. Because during the season, I want my quarterback throwing people under a bus, and I want some shit being said about guys and coaches not happening. On June 17th, the other day when that was said, you needed the guy to play along and go, hey, Nick's doing a great job. He's overseeing everything.
That's
To
what they
me,
wanted.
it was poor timing. And you got to do shit sometimes when you're a quarterback. And this is what I think Dak does pretty well. One thing Dak
He
does
toes
well,
the
man,
line.
he tries not to create as
Lies.
much drama in that building as possible for the Cowboys, where they can have drama every day. Look at this guy. This guy's going to create 17 fucking videos of drama if they could. But he tries to at least suppress that. They wanted Jalen. And I agree with you, Philly. They wanted Jalen to go out there instead of saying, I don't know what Nick's role is as a head coach. They wanted him to go. He's overseeing everything. I think personally it was poor timing. And I think this aggravated, like Jeff McClain said last week. And I think they threw a cannonball across the table about him to get him online going, you need to play along here.
Well, a few days ago, so I was like, the front office upset. I was like, whatever. But when Howard came out and made his comments, then I knew that there has to be something to it. I don't know what level, but there's something to it. I think it's June. I also think there's not a lot going on. You get in a camp, you get in a preseason, you get in a game, you win games. All this stuff quickly goes away.
But this isn't media made, Mark. Hey, Philly.
No, I don't think it's
player. This is player talking at a press conference.
I think initially it was media made, but then the Eagles gave it validity.
Yeah, that's the only thing I question on it.
That's the problem.
They could have just ignored it, and it wouldn't be anywhere near as big as it is.
It would go away.
And it was just like, wait a minute, now why are you throwing the quarterback under the bus?
This is what Philly says about them protecting their identity, Mark. This is the one thing that the Eagles are now going through that I think gets in the way a little bit of their success this year is the shit that gets in the way of yours, which is this. They allowed something to fester and then they expanded it, which they didn't need to.
Yeah.
They didn't need to have that conversation about, hey, wait a minute. No, the coach, it's old meshing of the new. And Jalen's going, no, this is a brand new offense. I think Jalen was telling the truth. But the ownership didn't want Nick to look bad because of what Philly said. This goes back to Doug. They've got to validate that.
Exactly right. Exactly. They let Doug go after winning a Super Bowl, going 3 straight playoffs, and then Nick Sirianni goes to the Super Bowl last year. They didn't want to look like, wow, we fire these guys really quick. So they didn't fire Nick. I believe that's one of the main reasons why they didn't fire Nick. Was because they didn't want to look like a team that is willing to cut their losses with the coach very quickly.
See what he's saying?
Am I part of this conversation?
Wait. The Eagles don't like drama. You do.
Oh, Jerry says I like to stir shit up because he knows
but that gets in the way of your success.
You're preaching to the choir, but you know what?
I hate when you do that because you just let that go by.
Bro, you've been married for a long time, bro.
Doesn't matter. It's Dallas, Texas.
Bro, you've been married for a long time, and I'm sure you love your wife to death. But
Sometimes.
There's some shit about her that you can't stand. But you take the good with the bad, and that's how it is.
I hated more and I loved more in my life.
There you go.
Than my 34-year marriage to my wife.
There you go. See? And that's what I'm saying. I can't say I like everything the Cowboys do. I don't. Believe me, I want to see them win. I would like to see the Cowboys sign more free agents.
But when I was younger, I was 27 pounds and I had 3 Super Bowl rings and I was winning all those. Those days are long gone. I'm a fat old guy now, man.
Okay.
That shit's gone. I forgot all about that guy. Don't you get tired of talking about yourself when you were 22 years old?
Nope.
That's what the Cowboys are.
Nope.
Hey, man, we were really good back in the day when MySpace was a thing.
Yeah, that was before MySpace.
It was before MySpace. I don't even think they had YouTube yet, right?
All right.
Well, I had fun with this today.
They can find you, bro.
You just type in Philly.500 or Philly.500, knock it out, Mark Holmes, and I will come up right away.
Mark Holmes, tell folks how they can find
Just
your
look for Philly.500's daddy and you'll find me. No, actually, Joe Boo Sports Report. And hopefully we'll be in training camp with Dan Selio broadcasting. And definitely we have
Mark,
a challenge.
Do me a favor, text me and I'll set that because we're going to set the Cowboys and the Rams thing up if you want to do that.
Definitely.
Do they have joint practices?
Yes, they're going to have joint practice. Rams, Cowboys.
Hey, Philly, if you want to come down, I'll get you a hotel room down there around the corner. They got hotel rooms, the Cowboys do, that they give me a couple rooms for my friends if we go there and broadcast. So you can hang out there. Bring your kid down if you want.
Okay, we definitely need to do that.
All right.
All right.
You know. Yeah.
But seriously.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you gonna blow us off? Or you? Because Philly's he's not that. He can get down there. It's a car ride for him. It's a jaunt.
I'm flying across the country because I got work I got to do in LA.
Dude, because Philly tells me you bail. He'll do this. He'll set a bet up.
And then 24 hours before, all of a sudden, you come down with malaria.
He bails. Yeah, he bails or changes it.
That's some bullshit there. Okay.
Mark edits.
Sorry.
Mark
That's
is
some
the
bullshit.
editor.
Okay. I will send you my flight information for when I'm just waiting for the practice schedule to know exactly when we're going to be coming. The Rams game, I believe, is the 10th of August. I'm not sure
Boy,
which
if
day
Dak
they're
Prescott
going to
has
be
a bad
practicing.
practice.
He's not playing in preseason.
You know, I can't wait. The video that I wait the most for is the day that the Cowboys and Dak cut ties. I want to see that video that Mark makes.
It'll be painful.
Cooper
epic.
Rush
Going
is the
to
guy.
be epic.
Cooper
Huh?
Rush.
Well, apparently it's not going to be Trey Lance because Trey Lance has been looking like
Yeah,
T.O.
I thought
Hurts.
he'd
Too
take
early to
advantage of
tell.
this time. He didn't.
He's looking like T.O. Hurts.
I think it's too early to say these things. Like we don't know yet, to be honest. It's
Or is
it's
it
summer.
Jalen
Let's
Owens?
just
Which
get to
one is
camp.
it?
Let's get to camp. You know.
Is it Jalen Owens?
So wait, you don't think he's like that? Jamarcus Russell. He
Oh, on the scissor.
you got to drink that grape tang.
Yeah, the scissor. Yeah, there you go.
Okay, guys, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Man. Really,
You
thank
got
you
it.
so much for finding.
Thank you, ma'am.
Hit the like button, people.
Appreciate it.
200
I really
likes.
appreciate you guys.
Thank
I
you.
love you guys very much. Don't forget, Mark Holmes does a great job covering the Dallas Cowboys. Also, our boy, Philly.500. Hit the like button. You guys were spectacular. Just great stuff. Hit the like button. Xander
Hope
Krause will
everybody
join us
enjoyed
at the
it.
bottom of the hour. Don't forget Merrill Reese, the voice of the Eagles, will join us at 5:30 Eastern. Hit the like button. Keep it here, National Football Show.
Let me end this.
If you missed any of today's show.
Okay, there we go, and we are out. I hope you guys enjoyed. That was rather spicy tonight. That was rather spicy. It's funny looking at the chats from the Eagle fans in there. Mark the Fat Grande, Mark Holmes. Oh, I can't even read that stuff. You know, Grady looks like Grady from Sanford and Son. Looks like Ron Jeremy. I mean, geez. Mark constantly changes the bet type of guy. Okay. All right, so as we've said before, it's hump day. We are now over the hump. I hope you guys enjoyed what we did here, and we'll have some more stuff a little bit later on. I'm going to go take care of a little business here, and actually, I need to go take a shower because when you kind of live stream with Eagle fans, you need a shower afterwards. I just feel dirty. Just feel real dirty. But we'll end with this with you guys. Boom.
I think it was more of a euphemism. Xander and John McMullen this morning were taking it as verbatim. They're going to start Carson Wentzing Jalen Hurts. They're going to start preparing to move on from him. And John says, well, Wentz demanded a trade. Well, how he got in front of that, did he not, by drafting Jalen Hurts? Because the organization had started to begin to see some cracks in the armor. Carson Wentz, going into the 2020 season, wasn't demanding to be traded.